Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, children. Today we are going to discuss about electrostatic potential and electrostatic potential energy. Now, in your 11th standard, you would have come across the potential energy. What is potential energy? When an external force does work in taking a body from one point to another against a force like spring force or a gravitational force, the work that is done is stored as potential energy of the body. When the external force is removed, the body moves, it gains kinetic energy and loses an equal amount of potential energy. Now, thus, the sum of kinetic and potential energies are conserved. So, forces of this kind, they are called as conservative forces. Now, examples of conservative forces are spring forces, gravitational forces, etc. Now, this you have already read in 11th standard. Now, let us come back to our topic. Now, Coulomb force. Now, we were discussing Coulomb force between two charges, right? So, like the gravitational force is also a conservative force, Coulomb force is also a conservative force. Now, both have gravitational force and Coulomb force. They have inverse square dependence on distance, and how they differ is through their proportionality constants. Now, the masses in the gravitational law are replaced by charges in Coulomb's law, right? So, like the potential energy of a mass in a gravitational field, we can also define electrostatic potential energy of a charge in an electrostatic field. Now, let us see how it happens. Now, potential energy is a very important concept, children. So, whatever I am discussing on this topic, today itself I want you to go through that and be very clear on what is the concept that is discussed here, children. So, let us start with what is called as potential energy. Now, before you start reading this, now once again refer what I said just now, right? Okay. Now, let me draw a diagram to start with. Only then you will be able to understand the equations that I have written here, children. So, let me draw the diagram first. Let me draw here. So, let us consider a charge plus Q. So, this charge is kept in this place. Now, this charge will have an electric field, right? Now, I am going to take 2 points here. Now, this is the first point, which is P, right? And this is another point, Q. Okay? Now, this P is at some distance from Q, and this Q is also at a distance. Now, instead of Q, let me name this as R, children, right? So that you will not get confused with both Q's, right? So, P and R. Now, this Q is a positive charge. I have written plus Q here, children. So, it is a positive charge which is kept at the origin. Now, this charge produces an electric field around it. Now, I am going to bring a test charge. Now, as I told you, the test charge is always positive. So, I am going to bring the test charge from the position R. Now, this is the position R, children. I wanted to bring the test charge from R to P, right? Now, due to this charge, an electric field will be there, right? Now, I am going to bring a test charge Q naught from R to P, children, right? Now, can you tell me what is the charge, what is the force that is existing between plus Q and plus Q naught? There will both are positive and you have a repulsive force that is existing between. Suppose, now let me write this test charge to be here, children. So it is plus Q naught. Okay, so that you will understand better. So here it is plus Q now, and plus Q naught is the test charge. So there is always a force of repulsion between them. So what is this test charge? Have a force of repulsion, right? Now what I am going to do is, I am going to bring this test charge from the position R to P, right? So what should I do, children, here? Now I have to do some work, right? Now, why should I do that work? As I already told you, there is a force of repulsion between plus Q and plus Q naught. I have to overcome this force of repulsion. I have to do the work against the force of repulsion to move the charge from R to P. Understand the concept very clearly, children. I have to do the work in such a way to overcome the force of repulsion between plus Q and plus Q naught, to move the charge plus Q naught from R to P. So whatever work I am doing here is stored as potential energy, right? So when you bring the test charge from R to P, I move the charge with constant velocity. I should not produce any acceleration, so I should move the charge with constant velocity. Now this charge, now this force, the force which the work done which I am making it to move the charge from R to P must be against the Coulomb force. So I will write that what is the force that I am giving externally should be equal to the force due to the Coulomb's law, but in the opposite direction. Are you able to understand? This is the main thing here. So what is the formula for work done? So I am going to do, as I told you, I am doing some work to make the charge move from R to P. So I will have the formula for work done. Hope you are very familiar with this formula. Work done is force into distance. Now what is this force? This is the external force which I am giving, right? So external force into the distance. Now this is the distance dr, that is the distance between P and R. So this is dr, right? So work done will be force into the distance. Now why this R to P? The R to P is the initial position of the charge is R and the final position of the charge is P. So integral R to P. Work done in moving the charge from R to P is F dot dr. So this work done, as you all know, work done is nothing but energy, right? Work and energy are equal. You should understand this. Work and energy are equal. So this work done is converted into energy. So I will replace the work done here on the left side as energy, del U. Del U means there is a small change in the energy in shifting the test charge from R to Q. So let me represent it as del U, right? This is equal to integral, once again, R to P F external dot dr. Hope you are very familiar. So I have converted work done into energy, right? So again, so what is this external force? That is equal to minus of F Coulomb. Why minus here, children? Because I am doing the work against the force of repulsion, right? So the direction will be opposite. So F external equal to the force of repulsion will be moving along the outward direction, right? but I'm bringing the charge inward. So the force is opposite. So the external force is opposite to the direction of the Coulomb force. That is why you have a negative sign here. And you know the value of force to be Q into E, right? So you know the formula. This is based on the electric field formula. E is equal to F by Q. Hope you should be very, very thorough in all these formulas, children, because every topic is dependent on the previous topic. So if you are not knowing this formula, you don't know how I write this. So please be very, very clear on the previous topics, children. So again, I have substituted the formula for the Coulomb force, right? Now again, bring this value to this equation. Now I'm substituting. Instead of F external, I'm substituting Q dash E vector. That Q dash is the value of test charge. I've written it as here. For you to understand, it is plus Q naught I've written. This is Q dash, right? So it is Q dash E vector dot dr. Now this Q dash is constant, so let me bring it out. So Q dash, I have brought it out, integral R to P minus E vector dot dr vector. So this is the potential energy, okay, in moving a charge from R to P. Now I am going to calculate what is the potential energy per unit charge. Listen, potential energy difference, difference per unit charge. Per unit charge, in the sense unit charge is 1 coulomb. So I divide this equation 1.28 divide by unit charge, which is Q dash, right? So del U by Q dash is equal to, right side, Q dash integral R to P minus E vector dot dr vector divided by Q dash, right? So when I simplify this, I will have the equation integral. I bring this negative sign outside and this Q dash gets cancelled. So here is the equation, which is E vector dot dr vector, right? And this del U can be written as, del U is the potential difference between 2 points, right? Now del U is the potential difference between 2 points. Let me write here P, potential at P. Potential is represented by V, children, right? And here potential is represented as R. So del U represents the potential difference between Vp and Vr. So I replace del U as Vp minus Vr. Now this is also equal to del V. You have to know about all these terms, children, right? So del V, which is equal to integral R to P minus E dot dr. Now I am going to define what is potential energy difference. So what is that I have done here? Potential difference between any 2 points. Now what are the 2 points here, children? It is P and it is R. So what is the potential difference between these 2 points? It is defined as the work done. So what is that you have done here? It is the work done to bring a charge from R to P. That is stored as potential difference. So this is a very, very important formula, children. You have to remember, because whenever we talk about charges, two phenomena are very important. One is electric field, which we have already done. The second one is potential, electrostatic potential. Very important phenomenon, children. So these terms, what is potential difference, what is, now I'm going to state what is potential. I'm going to define what is potential also. So electric potential. So very important concepts. So potential difference we have discussed now. I'm going to say what is electrostatic potential. Now here we were considering 2 points, right? So I was taking 2 points here. One is R, one is P, right? Now when the point R is taken at infinitive, now here the point R is not infinity, infinity is at a very far distance. So imagine the R to be at infinity. Now when R is said to be at infinity, what will be the potential of R? Now here this position, this point, when you consider R to be at infinity, what happens to the potential? The potential VR will tend to 0, because at a far distance potential is considered to be 0. In that case, how do I rearrange this equation 1.30, children? Now when this term becomes 0, I have Vp is equal to minus E integral, but this time here it is infinity to P, because I am going to bring a test charge from infinity to P, which is given as E vector dot D vector. Again, a very important equation to define what is called as electrostatic potential. So when we talk about potential difference, we talk about potential difference between any 2 points. But when we talk about electrostatic potential, it is with respect to bring a unit positive charge with constant velocity from infinity to a particular point P. I define once again the definition for electrostatic potential. It is defined as the work done by an external force to bring a unit positive charge with constant velocity from infinity to a point in the region of electric field. Is it clear, children? So this electric potential, now it depends on the electric field. So the main factor on which the electric field depends on is this electric field. It depends on the electric field. Now this electric field is produced by which charge will produce this electric field? It is the source charge, that is this charge. So this source charge produces the electric field, and the electric potential depends on this electric field, right? So you have to remember this point very, very clearly, right? And now let us discuss about the unit of electric potential. Now the unit of electric potential, you take this equation del U by Q. Now this is energy, this is charge. So energy is measured in, how do you measure energy? Energy is measured in joule, and you know the unit of charge, which is coulomb. So joule per coulomb is also the unit for potential, and also the unit for potential difference as well as potential is volt. It is a very, very important unit. It is measured in terms of volt, right? Hope you understood this topic clearly. With this, we are moving on to the next topic, electrostatic potential at a point. Again, almost the same diagram I have drawn here. Now, this topic, we are going to arrive at an equation, children. So this is based on the last topic what we read. That is why I wanted to do this today itself, so that you understand the concept better, right? Okay, now again I have taken a positive charge. Here is the positive charge, and this positive charge, it will have an electric field surrounding its space, right? Now in this electric field, I am going to bring a test charge. Now test charge, let me write the test charge here as, let me name it as Q dash or Q naught, whatever it is. Now this point P is at a distance of R. So R is the distance of the test charge from the source charge. Now let me write the potential. Now I know the formula for potential as V is equal to integral, I'm going to bring the charge from infinity to R, because R is the distance between Q plus Q and P, right? So it is from infinity to R. Now what is the equation? As you all know, it is minus E vector dot dr vector, right? Okay, now take this minus sign out. So when I take this minus sign out, the equation will be integral infinity to R E dot dr. Okay, now tell me the equation for electric field. Electric field equation, E vector equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R square into R cap. Okay, right. Now I'm going to once again recall what is a unit vector. Now R vector is a unit vector, right? Now I'm going to substitute, before I go to that, let me substitute this value in this V potential, V formula. So V is equal to now integral infinity to R with a minus sign. Substitute for E as Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R square into dr vector into R cap, right? Am I right, children? Hope you are able to understand. What I have done here is, I have taken the value of E vector and substituted here, right? Now I am going to write the formula for unit vector. Unit vector dr vector can be written as dr into r. Unit vector, again 11th chapter, this unit 11th standard second lesson, you have the unit vector formula. Okay, so I wanted you to recall that. So it is dr into r cap, right? So now I'm going to substitute for dr vector as dr into r cap. So when I substitute, I can write this as, now take this minus out, again 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is constant, right? So it is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught integral infinity to r. So what are the terms that are inside, children? It is q by r square. Instead of dr vector, I'm going to substitute dr unit vector. Already I have a unit vector here. So this will be the formula. So what is this value? This value is 1. Unit vector r cap dot r cap is 1. So what will be the equation now for V? It is equal to, again, minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught integral infinity to r. You have simply q by r square into dr. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to integrate this, right? When I integrate, q also will come out, right? Q by 4 pi epsilon naught will come out. I'm going to integrate only integrate alpha to, infinity to r 1 by, it is 1 by r square dr. When I integrate this, 1 by r square can be written as r minus 2 dr. When I integrate this, I will have the answer for V as q by 4 pi epsilon naught r, which is the equation for electrostatic potential. When I integrate, I will have here, children, see here, this will be integral infinity to r minus 2 dr, right? Now when I integrate this, r minus 2, that is x power n dx. X power n dx is x n plus 1 by n plus 1. So you have r minus 2 plus 1 by minus 2 plus 1. you will have minus 1 by r, right? And already I have a minus here. Already I have a minus here, and here you have, after integration, you will have minus 1 by r. So minus minus gets cancelled. So this r will come in the denominator. So V is equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon naught r is the electric potential due to a point charge. So I have discussed the value of electric potential at this point to be V is equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R. Is it clear, children? Now let us discuss some important points based on this, children, right? Now, first point is, if the source charge is positive, source charge in the sense this charge. Now I have already written, we have discussed the topic considering the source charge to be positive, right? So if the source charge Q is positive, definitely potential will be greater than 0. Then if source charge is going to be negative, then potential is going to be negative. In that case, I will have the value of V to be minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R. Okay, so this is the first point you should know. So if if Q is going to be positive, potential will be greater than 0. If Q is going to be negative, then potential is going to be negative, whose value will be V is equal to minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R. This is the first point. Now the next point is, the description of motion of objects using the concept of potential or potential energy is simpler than that of the concept of field. Field in the sense here it is, we talk about electric field. Now electric field is a vector quantity, as you all know, but whereas when we talk about potential, electric potential is a scalar quantity. So we can restrict ourselves to only the magnitude as far as electric potential is concerned. So it is easy for us to do the calculations when you consider electric potential to be the scalar, which is the main point is magnitude. Whereas when we talk about electric field, you have to consider, because it is a vector, you need to consider the direction, whereas when you consider electrostatic potential, it is a scalar. So the motion of objects using the concept of potential or potential energy is simpler than using the concept of field, right? Okay, next. Now here we talk about the potential due to positive charge, potential due to negative charge. What happens? Now we see that the potential due to a positive charge decreases as the distance increases. Now this is a very, very important concept you should remember. Potential due to positive charge decreases as the distance increases, because if the charge is going to be positive, right? If the source charge is going to be positive, now the work has to be, if the test charge is going to be at a very far distance, the potential, look at this point, children, the potential due to positive charge decreases when the distance is increasing. Now when this test charge is at a far distance, you will have the potential to be decreasing, right? Now when and the potential increases as the distance increases, right? Now next is, now this I will be explaining you in much more detail in the next few concepts, children, so you can understand it better. Now here the next point is, the electric potential at a point P due to a collection of charges Q1, Q2, Q3, if you have n number of charges, suppose the point P is here and you have n number of charges, q1, q2, q3 and all. So how do you find the electric potential? The electric potential will be the sum of the electric potentials due to individual charges, right? Now you have so many concepts based on this electric potential, children, which I have discussed uh, so far. Now what I want you to do is, I want you to go through the topic very clearly, understand all the concepts and take down the notes whatever I have done today. So let us continue with a few more points to be discussed about electric potential, which I'll be doing in the next topic, children. Okay. So see you tomorrow. By the time, I want you to go through the concepts and be very, very clear on what I did today. Okay. Thank you, children.